Hey, what is up, spiritual hooligan? Today, I want to help you to start expressing yourself and doing it more freely. Because to be exactly who you are, it's a threat. It's a threat to survival consciousness. And you have to release this hidden motive in order to be completely free to be yourself. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I'm bringing you your daily enlightenment. It's your moment to pause, to slow down, to get connected to enlightened perspectives. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. So let's start by taking a deep breath in. Let's do it through the nose. Hold your breath with me. Close your eyes if you can. If you can't keep them open, that's fine too. Just be in this meditative state. This is your opportunity to chill and be, okay? So I want you to just repeat after me. Please set the intention for enlightened consciousness to flow through, to experience the purity of my own consciousness, to know that all is well, to embrace life, people, and circumstances exactly as they are. Please set the intention to release my need for things to be different, to practice total and complete acceptance of all people in all situations at all times, including myself. So let's take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Let's connect with this idea that all is well, because over the last few decades, I've created this system for getting people into that all is well state. And we'll call that state traditionally an enlightened state. We might call it a quiet mind state, profound peace state. But I call this system the rapid enlightenment process. And it has 4 parts. And recently in the daily enlightenments, I've been focusing specifically on the hidden motives, and I want to continue that today with you, okay? So this is really what drives the drunk monkey in your head to talk. If you work to get your mind quiet, it will just flare up and start talking. But if you remove its motivation to speak, then it goes quiet. So you can't get the mind to go quiet if you have a hidden motive for survival running in the background, okay? So I'm going to read you today from chapter 24 of my book. You'll notice we're going backwards right now. I just thought it'd be interesting to do that. I'm going to read you 24, and this is a hidden motive called Traitor. Now remember that awareness is the key. So if you don't see this running in the background, you will spend your life hiding yourself, not being who you really are, for fear of this illusion of retribution or some loss of a benefit. Remember that awareness makes you flexible, which reveals new options, and that gives you the power to make changes in your life. Chapter 24, Traitor. The Google Dictionary defines traitor as a person who betrays a friend, a country, or a principle. Take a deep breath in with me. Stay focused here. When the hidden motive to survive, called traitor, is present, you feel like you need to hide how you really feel because it might be too disruptive to the people around you. It's a very subtle way that we aren't being truthful. And that's really the essence of traitor. And this gets you into trouble because hiding yourself and your true power causes the drunk monkey to spend time defending its positions to an imaginary group of people in your head that aren't having an argument with you. Let me repeat that. This gets you in trouble because hiding yourself and your true power causes the drunk monkey in your head to spend time defending your position, how you're operating, what you're doing, where you're going, your way, defending your position to an imaginary group of people in your head who aren't having an argument with you. See, when you're being influenced by traitor, you hide your feelings and your thoughts for fear of losing an imaginary benefit. You find yourself betraying your family, friends, business associates by cloaking yourself for fear of not being accepted. You pretend to agree with people, but you don't. You act like you're in a survival situation, but you're not. You're in a thriving situation. But I want you to step back. We don't want to make this wrong. Think about how important this survival strategy has been in the evolution of our species. In the most basic survival situations, like a small family group, Maybe think of a group way back in your history who were living off the land. If there's a small family group and there's a free-thinking person in that group, they'd be punished, they'd be chastised, they'd be cast out for breaking the family protocols. And for many people today, it's still dangerous to be exactly who you are. I mean, if you have a parent or a spouse that's low conscious, that's a violent person, I mean, they could physically harm you for saying what you think. If you have a tyrannical boss, I mean, you could be publicly humiliated for saying what you think and even fired. But being a traitor, if we're just being honest, it's a really, really valuable survival skill. And it's no wonder that it's present in consciousness throughout all of mankind. Every single human being that I've ever met, we find traitor in their consciousness, in the way they speak and how they operate. And when we dig deep, it's like, well, I can't really say what I mean. When consciousness is being impacted by traitor, you inaccurately believe, I can't be who I really am and get what I want. However, the exact opposite is actually true. You must be who you really are to get what you really want. In other words, you get what you focus on. Take a deep breath in with me. Hold your breath. From an enlightened perspective, you are whole, complete, and perfect exactly as you are. Your presence alone is a gift to the whole of mankind. And to not be who you really are is degrading. And that statement, by the way, your presence is a gift to the whole of mankind. When we do muscle testing, applied kinesiology, and we test that on people's arms, as long as their consciousness is in a love consciousness or higher, on using Dr. Hawkins' scale, just their presence alone is a gift to the whole of mankind, is a strengthening context. Doesn't mean it's true, but it strengthens you to own that. And I know who you are. You're not listening to this if you aren't already in love consciousness. Sorry. So get over yourself. Just your presence is a gift to the whole of mankind. No need to be humble here, okay? So here's some statements and perspectives and points of view that'll help you to kind of see, the drunk monkey has got me in traitor here. It's really what happens is traitor's in the consciousness, and then it triggers the drunk monkey to talk and behave in certain ways, okay? So let's see if you can relate. Remember, awareness is the key. Awareness makes you flexible, which reveals new options, and that gives you power. Here's a statement when traitor is present. If I am my authentic self, there will be negative consequences. That's traitor. It's not true. Most of the time, it's not true. But it's hard to even know if it's true when you're being influenced by that consciousness, because you can't see the forest for the trees. Here's another one. I have an underlying agenda that I'm not being honest about. Now, when you're in survival consciousness, that makes complete sense. But you are not in survival consciousness. You are not watching a video on daily enlightenment if you're in survival consciousness. So here's the thing you need to know. There's probably no place for you to be a traitor and get away with it. In other words, when you're a traitor, it'll jack you up. It'll jack you up. It'll cause you to malfunction, because you'll be operating in a thriving situation. You'll be operating in a survival consciousness, and it will create a malfunction for you. Here's another one. If I tell people what I really think, they'll reject me, or it might hurt their feelings. And here's the truth. They might reject you, and it might hurt their feelings. But in the end, if you have people around you that you can't be completely yourself with, then you're limited in their presence, and that is degrading you. It's causing you to be lowered in your probabilities and what is possible for you. So while they may reject you and it might hurt their feelings, that may actually be the best damn thing that could happen to you. Here's another one. I have to pretend that I'm okay with all of this, but I'm really not. Again, putting yourself in situations that are suboptimal is not good for you, and that doesn't make sense. The idea of, for the whole, right? I'm going to sacrifice my own self for the greater whole. That is extremely valuable for people in survival situations. So don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying for you to operate in an egotistical and selfish fashion. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're not in a survival situation. So degrading yourself for the whole is actually an imbalance in your consciousness. Imbalance means situation is A, consciousness is B. Consciousness needs to be A so that it is aligned with what's actually occurring. I'll say it in another way. You're living in a delusion. Here's another one. I don't want this life that I'm living, but I have to grit my teeth, smile, and pretend that I like it. Not true. It's that you're not willing to deal with the consequences of making the change to live your life in a way that would bring about joy and peace and flow and happiness and light you up. But guess what? The more you work with me, the more courage you're going to have, the more power you're going to have, the more feeling of, you know what, why am I degrading myself? And you literally, I don't know if you've seen the Spiritual Hooligan logo, but there's like a match that goes up into the head. And Kristen made that to represent, she said, Matthew, you literally, it's like every time I see you, I just imagine you're holding a match and a stick of dynamite and you're about to light it and you're about to hand it to someone. And I'm handing it to you. Because you ultimately have to blow up survival consciousness and survival protocol in order to be free and live in a thriving state. Here's another one. I'm pretending to be helpful to you, but I actually have an agenda that's helpful to me. That will degrade you. Other people can operate out of integrity and they can operate in a malfunctioning state because they're in a survival situation. Unfortunately, you can't. Sorry, you can't. Here's another one. I know I'm right, but I'll pretend like I have an open mind to other people's points of view. Again, this is having a hidden agenda. This is being a traitor. Here's another one. I feel weak, so I have to put on a show like I'm strong. I don't know. This is probably not one that you're going to fall into very much, but you might. Right? You might try and be like the strong spiritual person who really has their act together. And I know every single bumper sticker statement that, you know, change your thinking, change your life, right? Yeah, you may put all that stuff on, but you're hiding what's going on underneath. I don't think that's probably you, but I think you'll see it all over the planet. Here's the last one I put down. I don't really love the person that I'm with, but I don't want to deal with the consequence. And I will tell you, as someone who's been through that myself, what's on the other side of authenticity is literally hundreds, if not thousands of times better, more enjoyable, more powerful, more effective for you than staying in the suboptimal situation where you are compromising your own inner integrity. Remember, enlightenment is about optimizing the inner integrity. And that's just what you're up to. So you're going to start to need to get over it. This is why I'm so committed to assisting people in healing and releasing the hidden motives to survive. You're not in a survival situation. So today I want you to be honest with yourself. Today, you're not at risk, okay? Now, there might be things that you accurately assess as risk, and I want you to deal with those like they are risk. But I want you to be honest with yourself. I would be willing to bet 95, 98, 99% of the things that you are assessing are risky and you should hide yourself. I'm willing to bet with discernment that you start to see that most of the things that you think of as risky, not risky at all. And when your mind goes quiet and you can deal with things accurately like they are, forget about it. You're going to look at those things that you used to think of as risky and you're going to say, next. So you don't need the people in your life to understand you. You're not in a survival situation. Set your intention to release Traitor today. Let's do it. Please set the intention to release Traitor today. Now, to get your hands on the Traitor Release Meditation, remember you can go to matthewferry.com/motives and you can download them all for free. It's my gift to you, no strings attached. So enlightenment is the recognition that the source of life for you is the source of life for everyone and everything. Enlightenment is the awareness that we are all one thing, expressing itself with infinite variety. At its most fundamental level, it's just the perspective, all is well. All is well. Take a deep breath in with me. Hold your breath. Send the message through your body. All is well. Send that message. Enlightenment is a natural drive to optimize your experience of things. It is the next iteration of humanity. It is what is coming through humanity right now. Look around you. It's all over the place. Now, my measurement of enlightenment is the degree to which your mind is quiet and you are at peace. And I suspect that at the end of each of these daily enlightenments, your mind is quiet and at peace. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and just notice the thoughts. Notice that there's nothing going on there. My name is Matthew Ferry, author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. Will you make sure and like this video? You watched it all the way through. And when you do that, it tells YouTube, hey, this is a video that other people should watch. So I get stoked when you like it, but YouTube says, this video might make a difference for other people, and I'd love for you to help me make a difference for other people. If you dig what I'm saying, you can also subscribe to my channel. You can press the little bell button there, and that'll send a notification when I put up videos. Leave me a comment. Love to talk to you. Also, join us in the Spiritual Hooligan Facebook group. Okay, but there's a whole bunch of us. We're all talking about this stuff on a regular basis. I'll put the link below. Thanks again for tuning into this Daily Enlightenment.